I am listening to nearly 100 albums from the year 1955, and I just finished listening to Frank Sinatra with In the Wee Small Hours, released on Capitol. Frank Sinatra, yeah, what can you say about Sinatra as a figure? I did a full length video on my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and do so. But In the Wee Small Hours, it should not be surprising, is one of the best albums from 1955 and one of the best records of Sinatra's career. It's also the first album, by the way, to be included on the 1001 Albums to Hear Before You Die book, which we will be covering in its entirety in these videos over time. What can be said about this record? It's one of the most influential albums per se of all time, in the sense that it single-handedly popularized the 12-inch format of LPs. We've talked about some other records from previous years that took advantage of the longer format. For instance, in my 1954 video, I shout out Louis Armstrong and W.C. Handy, so again, go ahead and check out that record and that video if you would like. But Sinatra here not only is taking advantage of the extra length, and this record comes in at just about 50 minutes in length, but there's also a strong conceptual through line. This is such a heavy record, a beautiful record, certainly, and I don't think every song is quite as dour and sad as maybe it seems at first glance, but it's very melancholy, very somber in many ways, and it's just a pitch perfect match of singer. Sinatra's voice rarely sounds better than it does here, and arrangements. Nelson Riddle's arrangements here. He's doing a full length record of slower tunes here, and it's just, chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect stuff. I love pretty much every single track. Several songs on here I think are definitive interpretations of said songs, including the title track, of course. But yeah, it's a record about heartbreak. It's a record about feeling adrift in many ways, but it's a record also about kind of looking back on the good times as well. And so there is just a lot of beauty in that, even if that beauty is couched in that sense of melancholy and the feeling of finality throughout the whole thing. So much more that could be said, but In the Wee Small Hours by Frank Sinatra is a classic. It's one of the best albums of the 1950s for sure, one of the best albums of 1955, and if you haven't checked it out for whatever reason, go do so. It's amazing.